Hello everyone, I'm Sean Mooney and welcome to Coliseum Video's Battle of the WWF Superstars 92. I'm on board the USS Intrepid Sea Air Space Museum, presently docked in Manhattan's New York Harbor. Now when it comes to naval vessels, the Intrepid is definitely a true superstar, having served in World War II and Vietnam, as well as being a prime recovery vessel for the NASA space program. During her illustrious career, the Intrepid certainly saw her share of action. And coming up, we're going to be sharing some of that rich history with you. But right now, it's time to relive some great moments in World Wrestling Federation history. And to start it off, we'll return to the day that Hulk Hogan teamed up with Roddy Piper to battle it out with Sid Justice and Ric Flair.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event.
Lord Alfred
a
Hayes,
tag team contest
this may
scheduled
be
for
one of the
fall.
greatest battles
And
we have
now,
ever witnessed.
introducing team number one.
That
First
is
of all,
exclusive to Coliseum Video. And I believe that Dr. Harvey Whippleman is trying to
ladies and
ruin
gentlemen,
our mood, Lord Alfred Hayes.
to introduce the first participant, Dr. Harvey
The Fink
Whippleman.
giving him a nice introduction there. That was kind of the Fink.
How can he be referred to as a doctor?
I want everybody in
When
this
he's not a doctor, is
building
that what you're implying?
I don't think he's
to
a doctor.
stand
I'd like to see
up
his degree.
I would like to
and
hear
show
him recite the
respect
Hippocratic Oath.
for the greatest man in the World Wrestling Federation, the man who rules the world, Sid Justice.
We all know of the credentials of Sid Justice.
Hulk Hogan
Has found success through terror. No one will deny he is one of the most dangerous superstars to ever step into the ring here in the World Wrestling Federation.
That was marvelous.
I wish he sneered, I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. What a combination, Sid Justice and his partner, who was due to come out very, very shortly.
The massive size of Sid Justice.
Close to 7 feet tall. Wonderful.
Well over
proportion.
300 pounds.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sid Justice's tag team partner from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 242 pounds. He is the World Wrestling Federation champion, Ric Flair.
Talk about a profile in extreme confidence. Ric Flair, currently in possession of the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt. He's a legend in wrestling, Lord Alfred Hayes. He has proven to be a very dangerous adversary in the singles ranks. And what a combination we have right here in Ric Flair and Sid Justice uniting their forces. Just seeing their opponents.
Indeed, a little goal there, overawed by the sight of those two. A little tear may be coming to her eye there.
That's a big smile. The music. Announcing the
Introducing her
entrance.
opponent, coming down the aisle, at a total combined weight of 536 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Roddy Piper, and the Immortal
No matter how these two combine their talents, Hogan and Piper, I must say that they're probably one of the most impressive tag teams that I've ever seen in all my life. They may job together. If they do, we're going to see an incredible battle of superstars here. And if they don't gel together, then I'm afraid that Justice and Flair, who are two absolutely devastating men, they have a very, very good chance of edging them away from a victory here.
The Hulkster.
standing ovation from the legendary Hulk Hogan, who really is a superb personality. It is just unbelievable with him how he commands respect, admiration, awe, and also how he commands that territory within the ropes there. You can see just how big Sid Justice is there. Hulk Hogan, of course, only an inch or two shorter than Justice. At 6'8", it doesn't seem possible that anybody will tower over Hulk Hogan. However, Justice will do.
So just what a massive encounter this is going to be. I mentioned at the top of this matchup, this may be one of the greatest battles we have ever witnessed.
Yes.
And it is an exclusive encounter for Coliseum Video to be included on Battle of the Superstars 92. Ric Flair.
And Piper at 6'1" is the smallest man in the ring. I should say the shortest, but he certainly has incredible skills. I mean, he has probably the biggest heart I've ever seen in wrestling. He is a fighter from way back.
You see that here, brings up the closed fist. Little warning to Ric Flair if he wants to get down and dirty. He is more than willing. The Hot Scots and Ric Flair started off.
You may not know this, Sean. You probably do, though. Piper, of course, was a Golden Gloves champion when he was just a youngster at the tender age of about 15 or 16. So from just a kid, a scrap of a kid, he was a fighter. There, I remember seeing his debut as a wrestler up in Minneapolis some years ago, and I knew then there was something about this man. Everybody in the auditorium that day was absolutely they were incredulous at the performance he turned in, because he'd been a seasoned and veteran performer there, a fellow called Gadaski, a Polish wrestler who was very, very good. And Flair went in, he was just a kid, and beat the living fuck out of him.
What a career Ric Flair has had since. Roddy Piper just knocked Ric Flair's block off. He attempted some of his intimidation tactics. Hot Scott just showed him you cannot intimidate Roddy Piper. Piper into the ropes. Sends Flair crashing to the canvas with a body block. I think Ric Flair has just received a lot of respect for Roddy Piper.
I think he did indeed.
Or just gained, I should say, a lot of respect.
Sean, in this battle of the superstars here in the ring, you have got four of the greatest wrestlers the World Wrestling Federation has ever known. You have got the World Wrestling Federation champion, and you have got the three logical contenders in there.
Listen to this crowd. There is not even any action in the ring, and they are going wild. Back to combat. Ric Flair. After the Hot Scott. Chop to the throat. Flair taking his time. You could really hear the snap to those chops all the way back up here.
Indeed. Oh, Flair can really hammer away with those particular shots.
Blocked by Roddy Piper. Several blows, a flurry. The last one. Drops Ric Flair. He ends up in the wrong corner. The Hulkster. Drills him. Backdrop by Roddy Piper. This could be over already. Knee right to the chest. And again, the champion confused. Wanders into the wrong corner. Something you want to do with Hulk Hogan there waiting.
Certainly not, and Piper showed us what he's made of then. He took every shot that Flair could hit him with, and then he fought back. We said he was a fighter, a scrapper, and he really came back at Flair, and he may finish this bout by himself. He may just pin the world champion, and that will be the finish of that side of Justice and Flair.
That's a tumultuous tumble out of the ring over the top rope. Walks along the apron only to be met by a Hulk Hogan boot. And then the Hulkster very politely sends Flair back into the ring. Justice with a completely shocked look on his face.
Indeed.
He may never get the chance to get in.
Morgan really is a gentleman. I mean, he could have done whatever he wanted to Flair on the outside there. Nobody would have said a word, but he didn't. He really is a role model for everybody. A superb, superb man.
A lot of people have been waiting to see this. Hulk Hogan and Sid Justice face to face.
And Justice with just an inch or two in height superiority over Hogan, but I think that's all it will be. It'll be interesting to see who is the strongest, who is the cleverest, who is the fastest, and who is the best. Obviously of these two.
Justice using the boots and his fists, trying to break down Hulk Hogan. Hoists him up, body slam.
And he did that with comparative ease. Hogan 325 pounds of raw brute muscle. And Justice no trouble at all in establishing this early superiority. Good job there. Hulkster just ducked out the way of that blow there.
Now going for the eyes. Justice obviously will do whatever it takes to bring down Hulkamania. A lot of Hulkamaniacs here, though, behind the Hulkster. That is going to be a very difficult task.
And Hogan that time didn't see Justice coming from behind. And Justice hammered him that time. Caught him very, very nicely. The referee trying to stop Justice, trying to get Flair away, trying to get Piper away, trying to establish some form or semblance of order, but it's very difficult.
Blocked by Hulk Hogan. Justice using all of his strength. It's not enough. Hulk Hogan turns it around. Justice sent him to the turnbuckle. Big blows right to the forehead. Clothesline. Frank Justice. When he fights back, a knee to the chest of Hulk Hogan definitely slows him down. Forearm across the shoulder blades. And Hulkster in trouble again.
And Justice looking extremely good at this point. He's matched everything that the Hulk has offered. His defense has been good. His offense has been even better. Hulk Hogan, although his defense is very, very good at the moment, it seems to be lacking against this huge superstar.
Justice believes he represents the new era. He's got to get past Hulk Hogan first. Rocking fists in the side of the head as he handles Justice all on his own.
And a concentrated attack there by Piper. He's dancing. He's loving it. They came to a sudden halt.
Brought over. Piper with the leg scissor.
That was a good move. Oh, gosh, this fellow is so agile. And what a good move by Justice. He stopped the tempo of that. He slowed it right down, took their rhythm away from them.
He's a huge individual. You saw him do a kick up. Really showing his agility. Flair likes the way things are going at this point.
If you were Sid Justice's partner, wouldn't you like that?
I
Sure.
think I would have a bit of confidence.
I think I would do
Not
too.
when Hulk Hogan's across the ring, though, Philadelphia Ace.
No, that must shake
And
you.
Roddy Piper.
Took his time there, Justice, maybe a little too long.
Roddy Piper in a very dangerous place in the corner. Flair and Justice.
And that was a nice tag team change there by the partnership of Justice and Flair. They really are working together well as a team, and I think that's the key to success in this match. As I said right at the beginning, if Hogan and Piper can gel together as a team, they'll win this match. That is their key to success, but they're not gelling together.
Justice with a chair. Slams it across the back of Roddy Piper. Crumpled to the arena floor. Now he's sent back into the ring by El Cid.
I'd say he's right for the picking here. Flair across him, that's a count of 10 so far.
Referee moves in. But when it counts, Roddy Piper kicks out.
Perhaps he could have done that all along anyway, we'll never know.
Probably trying to save his strength. Get as much breath as possible. Back and forth. Drop toe hold by Flair. Trying to keep the hot Scott in his corner.
Oh, good move by Flair. That was a flash of brilliance there. And I'd say now that Piper is highly vulnerable and very close to defeat.
Piper is definitely ailing. Ric Flair going all the way up. Piper moves in. And Flair's got nowhere to go but down. And he comes down hard. Piper went to the wrong corner. You've seen that a couple of times in this matchup. Hulk Hogan very anxious to get back in.
Well, sometimes you take such a pace to the inside square that you don't know where you are.
Roddy Piper makes a tag. Hulk Hogan moves in. Flair into the corner. Backdrop.
And a high one, too. A superb short clothesline. Another one right to the front of the jaw. And a wake-up call for justice.
Right to the chin of Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan drops away. Comes over the cover. Justice has got the chair. Lands it securely across the back of Hulk Hogan. I think that caught his head too, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well, it certainly was a damaging blow wherever it caught Hogan because he's
Never
down
saw it.
flat on his back.
Flair comes in with a cover. Hits Flair off his chest. And how he got the energy to do that, we will never know. Now he seems to be impervious to any blow from Ric Flair. He survived a very hard shot.
And that's like trying to batter away the Berlin Wall. Andrew, that came down. Hogan then. Hogan still going like a house on fire. Look at him.
Roddy Piper now in. It's an all-out brawl. Hulk Hogan sent out of the ring. Sid Justice from behind hits Roddy Piper. Hulk trying to get back into it. The hot Scott sent to the floor. Now it's Justice off the apron.
And a nice shot by Justice. Oh, what's this behind?
Down here comes Dave Hebner. Gets a 3 count. Hulk Hogan remained focused. He knew Roddy Piper was in trouble outside of the ring. And he knew the only way to end it was to get the cover. He stayed with Flair, took him out, and got the
Here
decision.
are your winners, the Intercontinental Champion, Roddy Piper, and the Immortal Hulk
Sure, right at the very end of this tremendous match, Hogan and Piper come together. They did manage to coincide their tag team efforts there. They got synchronization. Consequently, they got a well-deserved but a hardly fought victory there. A hard-fought victory, I should say. And if you notice, when Hogan did get that pinfall on Flair, he just tried to clamber back into the ring. But Piper held both his feet. Hogan was successful. A well-deserved victory for the combination of the Rousey one Roddy Piper and the Immortal one Hulk Hogan.
Alfred Hayes, we just witnessed a war. What a battle. Involving Sid Justice and his tag team partner Ric Flair, the World Wrestling Federation champion, against Roddy Piper, the Intercontinental title holder, and the Immortal Hulk Hogan. And I'm sure you would agree, your lordships, this is one encounter that will long be remembered in World Wrestling Federation history. What an exclusive matchup for Coliseum Video to be included on the same battle of the Superstars 92, the Hot Scots and the Hulkster victorious. What a match.
This is the flight deck of the Intrepid, now of course part of the museum displaying various military aircraft. But during World War II, this vessel could launch over 100 aircraft, all ready for combat. One of her proudest moments came on October 24th, 1944, when the Intrepid engaged the Japanese fleet in what came to be known as the largest naval battle in history, the Battle for Leyte Gulf. To this day, the pilots of the Intrepid are known to have been some of the bravest in the world. Now, I know a couple of superstars here in the World Wrestling Federation who love to fly. Unfortunately, the closest they've come is in the ring. Right now, let's take a look at how the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, stay light on their feet.
Hey, Cousin Luke! Oh boy! I wonder what's in this room! Aerobic room! Aerobic! Aerobic! Oh boy! Oh, my life, Cousin Luke! I always wanted to be a pilot! Oh, let's go on in! That's right, mate! That's on mine! Yeah! Whoa! Yay! Hey, Cousin Luke! What the bloody hell going on here, mate? I don't know, mate. If you want to try it. Hey, you want to try it, mate? Yes, I think oh, let's go ahead and try it, man.
Thank you, right. All right, guys, come on. 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. There's something not right here. Oh, no. There's something not right here. I can't get it right, mate. Come on, Luke. I can't get it right, mate. Hey, there's something missing here, Cousin Luke. I don't know what it is, you know. There's something around here. Hey. Hey, Cousin Luke. Hey, hang on a minute, ladies. Hang on a minute. Yeah, hang on a minute. There's something wrong here, and I know what it is. Here, play this, and we're gonna do it Bushwhacker style. Yay! Whoa! Are you ready, ladies? I'm ready. Are you ready to get the Let's do it Bushwhacker style. Yeah! Come on, people!
This is an 8-man tag team match scheduled for 1 fall. Coming down the aisle, part of our first team,
matchup. It is not
managed
often you
by
get a
the
chance to
Genius
see so
from
many
Shaker
superstars
Heights,
battling at
Ohio.
once.
At a total
Hello everyone, I'm
combined
Sean
weight
Mooney. Alongside me here in the broadcast booth,
530
Lord Alfred
pounds.
Hayes.
Bo Lake, the Beverly Brothers.
Beverly Brothers, the first 2 combatants to enter the ring for this encounter. And Lord Alfred Hayes, what an exclusive matchup. This is for Coliseum Video. Included on Battle of the Superstars 92.
Their partners,
What a
managed by the
superb
Love of the South,
going
Jimmy
to be.
Hart. From
Of course, if
Ellentown,
you're watching it now, which I know
at a
you
total
are,
combined weight of
then you have made a very, very
536
wise
pounds.
choice indeed. And I'm sure every month that Coliseum Video puts a tape on the market to invest in them. I do. I've got a complete collection. People are always asking me about them. I'm a very, very popular person because I have this complete collection every month. Coliseum Video puts a tape on the market, and I always make sure my order is in.
Ladies and gentlemen,
To start
the genius
bookcase.
requests your attention so that he may recite a poem.
Yes, I know. your collection rivals
When
mine.
the brothers Beverly join forces with the Nasty
I wish this
Boys,
wasn't
the Genius feels that's quite a combination. Although we have opponents who have serious intentions, we are the World Wrestling Federation.
Much rather look at both sides.
And their opponents, first from New Zealand, at a total combined weight of 490
Never cease to amaze me.
I just made
Neither do the Bushwhackers.
The Bushwhacker!
Reception. They're receiving here in Mobile, Alabama.
What a licking he's receiving in Mobile, Alabama.
Unfortunately, I know exactly what that feels like, but been licked a few times.
Yes.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter if they're in Mobile or wherever.
I saw you get a licking
Germany,
in Dallas the other week.
England, Dallas,
Yeah. What a licking you took in Dallas from the Bushwhackers.
and Timbuktu.
Yes. One of my favorite.
Introducing the second half of Team
There's one of my
Number
favorite
Two.
superstars.
At a total combined weight of 590 pounds, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter.
Patriotic duo on the way to the ring. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the drill sergeant, Sergeant Slaughter.
Well,
Got an
Hacksaw.
honorary
Yes.
bushwhacker hat on top.
Yes, I saw that. It was very cute. That was really cute. I was going to say Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the most charismatic of all World Wrestling Federation superstars, and Sergeant Slaughter, probably the most patriotic. I say probably because I think Duggan's right up there with him, the most patriotic superstar of the World Wrestling Federation. And
Very fitting.
yes, together those two make an excellent role model for all our young children here watching.
I was going to say, it's very fitting to see the red, white, and blue waving proudly here in the arena. A lot of flags.
Yes, that's very
One
nice
in
to see that.
particular.
Yes. What a story those two, the Bushwhackers. Came out of nowhere, you might say, really, and rose right to the very tops of the World Wrestling Federation. Two tremendous superstars from New Zealand. You know that New Zealand is one of the smallest countries in the world, population-wise. Only 3.5 million people live there.
Oh, that doesn't even cover Manhattan.
It certainly doesn't cover...
Once again, Lord Alfred Hayes, you have a fun fact that totally is. You're just full of information.
Yes, useless trivia, that's what I know all about. USA! It was a wonderful sight, all the glory being waved there.
Walking encyclopedia.
Now the point is there are 8 men in this ring. Who is going to start? It's absolutely inconceivable.
Well, it looks like it's a toss-up right now, and they break. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I guess, drew the shortest straw. They're occupying the ring for some time.
I would say it would be difficult to get Hacksaw out of the ring. He is so enthusiastic.
Now, who is going to start for the Nasty Boys and the Beverly Brothers?
Let me guess. I'll say
Using your expertise.
Knobs.
You think Knobs should be the first man? And why is that?
I don't know.
Well,
Well, not one of them. Yeah, quickly before somebody gets into the ring.
I think it's going to be a process of elimination. I will go with one of the Beverly Brothers. I will say it's going to be Bo. We'll see who's that.
And I don't think outsiders like this side of the hall, I should say. It's mine here, either Sergeant Slaughter. But I'll go for Sergeant Slaughter because they really have a chance. Knobs.
Fusion tactic here.
Yes.
Espionage.
Let's see how good I am at this and how good you are.
Now, Butch of the Bushwhackers is up. You said Sergeant Slaughter.
I was 50% right.
And you said Knobs, and it looks as though he's going to start. So
Not bad, not bad.
that's not official yet, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well,
Still discussing their strategy.
Yes, not until they actually link up does it become official. They can still change their
Strategy
minds.
can change at any time.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on, Bo, get in there.
Until they they physically make contact, they can still change their minds.
Well, there's the first blow, and Knobs, here's the chosen combatant. His forces. Butch taking the first shots in this encounter. Already shaken up a bit, but it takes a lot to hurt a bushwhacker.
Especially this particular bushwhacker, Butch. He's a hard man. He's oblivious to punishment. He really can make somebody disheartened when they keep hitting you with their best shots and nothing happens to him.
Knobs charging in. Gets a knee right to the chin. This is from Kansas.
What are those two doing now?
A little time out here for snacks. And now it's an all-out brawl.
There's 8 men in the ring.
Like a battle royal.
Yes, it really is. I was going to say the last time I saw that was in a battle royal.
And a four-way clothesline. I've never seen that before. And I've never seen a four-way bushwhacker bounce. They're calling Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter.
Everybody here on their feet, they absolutely adore this combination of the bushwhackers, the Sarge, and the Hacksaw. They certainly clean house in a hurry there.
Trying to
Marshall
get the troops together.
Marshall his forces, yes, he is.
Get out of my
indeed.
face!
Oh, gosh. Look at them. I don't think any one of them wants to get back into the ring against that deadly foursome. Hacksaw having the time of his life.
I told him.
Well, I would say Jimmy Hart does not exactly have the authority of General Patton.
No.
Nonetheless, this battle continues. Sergeant Slaughter now in. But Hayes Bowe's not even the second man. I really didn't do my homework, I guess, for this encounter.
No.
Sags gets to go at it with Sergeant Slaughter now. The crowd continues to cheer USA. I would say that Bushwhackers, honorary Americans, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Yes, I'd give them the freedom of every town in this country if it were up to me. I'd give them the keys to the city of New York, Mobile, anywhere you choose.
Saw Jim Duggan having a good time up to this point. Sags into the corner hard. And now Luke will check in for the first time in this matchup. That covers everybody. That team has seen action. We've yet to see either one of the Beverly Brothers.
Yes, they're not all
We
that
got him, baby.
keen.
We got him.
Yes, you have indeed. I think Hacksaw is right. They're a little reticent to come in unless the odds are in their favor. Typical of the Beverly Brothers. They think it's in their favor, and one of them's in now. Which one, Sean?
That is Blake. Blake sends Luke down hard on that top rope there.
This time it's Luke in there getting a shellacking. He really didn't even attempt to get back to his corner. So the Bushwhackers don't care. They can take so much punishment. They just soak it up. Sometimes they hope for their opponents to run out of breath doing that to them.
That wasn't a double teaming, that was a quad teaming. Luke really took a beating in that corner. We don't want to be in enemy territory in this match.
Certainly not.
He keeps up the fight, trying to crawl back to his corner.
He's highly vulnerable in that corner over there.
Low now, taking it to Luke. Elbow right to the chest. Blake comes back in. The Beverly Brothers certainly work well together.
Indeed they do. They are a great combination. They're a tremendous team. Nasty Boys know the sweet smell of success. They held that championship for quite some time. So this really is a formidable combination, the Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys. Oh, gosh.
Slaughter just trying to help Blake out.
A helping hand for that. Great infraction of the rules there. A referee here, though, doesn't mind.
That's how difficult it is to control an 8-man tag team battle. Really, there are no rules. the ring. It's 4-on-4. We're about to see a four-way collision. Two men down.
It's so difficult to sort out what's happening to whom here. But look at this, they're making a freight train of them in the turnbuckle there. And I'm sure we're going to see the human battering ram, Sean.
Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys trapped in the corner. A lot of force behind this human battering ram. Blake, like the Beverly Brothers are taking the worst of it.
I think he is.
One clothesline.
He certainly did there.
Another.
Call them as they come out, Sean.
They've got two left. Down goes Sags. And one left for Knobs.
Almost a domino effect there as they each went down in turn. Beautifully done.
Knobs comes back in but does not stay on his feet for long. Here's a cover. Sags gets the megaphone. Foot slammed across the head. Knobs rolls over. Danny Davis moves in for a cover. Did not see the megaphone come into play here.
Here are your winners,
Really
the
worked.
Beverly Brothers
Jimmy Hart
and the Nasty Boys.
Beverly's advantage. Match isn't over yet. Sergeant Slaughter in with a chair. Hacksaw with a 2x4. I don't think that that ring is going to remain populated for long.
No, a moral victory for that team, but unfortunately it goes down as a loss to them. That was a great, great victory, in fact, for the combination of the Nasty Boys and, of course, the Beverly Brothers. But, you know, really, it was unfortunate that they lost, but Luke should have got out of the ring when Butch was there. They took advantage of that, the opposing team, but let us not dismiss the efforts of that foursome. Slaughter, Duggan, and the Bushwhackers very, very quickly. The Sergeant did a great job. The old Hacksaw was himself, and so were the Bushwhackers.
Well, we mentioned just how difficult it was to attempt to referee an encounter. We had 8 superstars involved in this matchup. Officially, it will stand in the record books as the Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys the winners. But it was a battle that we will remember for a long time, and the moral victors in this, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, and the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch.
This next contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by his manager,
Alfred Hayes, this is
sensational
really a very
champion from
interesting
San Antonio,
matchup.
Texas, weighing
Very
240
contrasting
pounds,
styles.
Shawn
Yeah, the very confident
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Has taken confidence to a new level, in my opinion, here in the World Wrestling Federation. His constant companion, Jason Sherry, close at his heels. Why is it that she follows behind him, Georgia?
Madly in love with him. She loves him,
Very subservient, I would say.
and I believe she was subservient to him. Yes, what he said.
It doesn't say much for the women of America.
Does it matter? He's a very, very good looking man.
Well, I guess Sensational Sherry is just so blinded with love. She is unconcerned how the rest of the world is perceiving her. She outhouse Shawn Michaels.
I really don't think she gives a hoot about the rest of the world at the moment. She has eyes only for Shawn Michaels, that man.
Big question is, Lord Alfred Hayes, is he returning that admiration?
I don't think so, no. He seems to be oblivious of it.
I think he's just too concerned with himself.
But I think he will miss it.
And his opponent from Leeds,
Well, he had
England,
better be concerned about his opponents.
pounds, the
From the
British
United Kingdom,
Bulldog.
275 pounds of solid muscle on the way to the squared circle. The British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. And your lordship, despite your favoritism, I must agree with you that he is odds-on favorite in this encounter.
I don't really know so much about that, but I do know that this is going to be a titanic struggle.
You are going to go against the British Bulldog in this match?
No, I don't go against anybody. I only comment upon their abilities.
Well, I think Shawn Michaels has incredible skill.
Yes, he does.
So does Davey Boy Smith. And the superstar from the United Kingdom is going to definitely have the power edge in this one-on-one matchup.
There's no doubt about that.
Cannot disagree with me there.
Absolutely not.
You're just trying to get something started.
No.
I hear you've been telling me how great Davey Boy Smith is for years now.
Yes.
You have your chance to really build him up here in this encounter, and just because I happen to agree with you, you don't go any farther forward. It's a typical Lord Alfred Hayes move.
Yes, it's a bit sneaky. You're right there.
Argued the point just to argue.
Now, watch this. Michaels is going to try again, but I bet he has something in mind.
Quick display here of power by Davey Boy Smith. Shawn Michaels attempts two shoulder blocks, gets nowhere with it. Clothesline. Gets Michaels right over the top rope. Really sent him into the front row. So much force behind that blow, and Michaels is upset.
And suddenly Michaels felt the power, the immense power of Davey Boy Smith. Now Michaels has to re-establish himself back in the ring there because at the moment the authority has gone completely with the British Bulldog.
Jason Sherry doing her best to comfort Shawn Michaels as he makes his way back into the ring.
She didn't look too good then, Sherry, did she? With that
I
nasty
don't know if
look.
you want my opinion concerning Sensational Sherry.
I mean, she's a beautiful, lovely lady.
Not saying a word.
I noticed that.
Davey Boy Smith, the side headlock. And he definitely has the strength to hold on. What a display we just witnessed. Sensational Sherry claims Davey Boy Smith was holding on to the hair. I don't believe that was the case.
No, I don't think it was, quite honestly. But it is showing the...
Shawn Michaels waiting for Davey Boy Smith to come back.
It is showing the contrast in power between those two, though. You were right when you said Davey Boy Smith has the edge in power, which he definitely does. Now, I would have thought that Michaels would have outspeeded him, but at this point, he hasn't done that.
British Bulldog showing superior strength there. Lifts Shawn Michaels up. And just holding on to his wrist.
Yes, that was indeed a very, very powerful move executed by Davey Boy.
Good block by the British Bulldog. Strength really paying off here for the superstar from the United Kingdom. Great move there by Shawn Michaels. But it was all for show. But a kick finds the mark as Sensational Sherry distracts the British Bulldog. Side crescent kick from Shawn Michaels drops the British Bulldog.
Because what the British Bulldog has shown Michaels here is that one blow is not going to lay him low, but it's also shown the British Bulldog that if he is distracted by Sherry, then he's going to pay for it.
Backdrop. I think it's also shown the British Bulldog that you can never, ever take your eye off Shawn Michaels when you're in the ring with him.
That's absolutely true, yes. Nice move now by Shawn Michaels. When you were saying a little while ago that he'd taken confidence to new heights, if you mean, is he conceited? Yes, he is. But I would imagine most people would be conceited if they had the skills.
You think he has the skill to back it up?
I think he definitely does, yes.
Really taking control now. Davey Boy Smith in a spot of trouble. Let's say,
Yes, a little Englishism there from Shawn. I think you've learned from your tour of Europe recently.
well, then for you. Davey Boy Smith set over the second rope. Shawn Michaels using the leverage. Coach, I was also surprised when we were over the United Kingdom. I shouldn't say surprised, but you still have quite a few fans over there. You remember you in the ring?
You think they're dead now or something?
No, it has been a while since you wrestled in the ring.
Yes, it's been 20 years. Are you trying to insinuate that I'm an old man?
High high-risk move from Shawn Michaels off the apron, clotheslines the British Bulldog. He goes reeling into the steel barrier. Dangerous situation there for those folks in the front row. Shawn Michaels has found such great success because he is willing to take those risks.
A little slow to come there. He suddenly, it was as if it was an afterthought. He may have missed an opportunity to seal this match off.
Off the top rope, another dangerous move. And of course, if we've had several conversations concerning some of the moves used by Shawn Michaels, and you had a very good point when you said that, of course, you can find success, but you can get hurt almost as much or more than your opponent when you try those moves.
Yes,
You're risking a lot.
Yes.
It takes a lot of chances in the ring.
I remember a fellow in England, his name is Leo Lightbody. He did a back somersault off the top rope, fell on his head, and actually killed himself. That was in Manchester. So you can definitely get hurt.
I think in Shawn Michaels' case, he believes he's invincible. Nothing he does is going to hurt him. And he has had a pretty much injury-free career right off the race.
Well, he's had a couple of nasty knee injuries, that I do know, but he seems to have weathered those, and they're the worst injuries to overcome. The knee injury, as I would imagine in most professional sports, knee injuries are definitely a thing that you have to face up to. They can occur, and then try to overcome them.
Well, seeing some of the moves Shawn Michaels pulls off, he certainly has overcome that knee surgery. Shot to the midsection, the British Bulldog. Now slamming the head of Shawn Michaels into the turnbuckle. And what a quick turnaround.
Absolutely. The Bulldog, oh, gosh.
Resorting to questionable tactics, not beyond Shawn Michaels.
That was a desperation move there. Oh, God.
Literally, Shawn Michaels is kicked out of the ring.
Booted right over the top rope.
Slammed into the barrier, now back into the ring. Davey Boy Smith on a mission wants to wrap this encounter up. Body presses. Shawn Michaels sends him crashing down on the top rope.
And now Smith showing tremendous power. A lot of expertise, a lot of speed, and he's looking to finish Michaels off. But look at this.
The fury of the British Bulldog. Sensational Sherry gets involved. He is dragged into the ring. Big mistake on the parts of Sensational Sherry. There's Shawn Michaels.
No, not a power slam on Sherry, surely.
Davey Boy Smith not exactly being a gentleman in the ring. Attempts to body slam Sensational Sherry. Shawn Michaels comes in and saves her just at the last second.
What a chivalrous movement on the part of Shawn Michaels there. Put himself completely in jeopardy.
Imagine you must be a bit
The winner of
surprised
this
at the
bout,
behavior
the
of Davey Boy
British
Smith.
Bulldog.
But I think many here believe he was totally justified.
I think he was too, quite honestly. He had been aggravated to the maximum there. I think it was a good job that Shawn Michaels came in like a gentleman and saved Sherry from a very, very nasty fall there at the hands of the British Bulldog. Bulldog, though, a very worthy winner.
Now, Sensational Sherry may wear a dress and heels, but she is a very dangerous adversary. As the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith found out in this encounter against Shawn Michaels. And the way it ends, the official winner, the superstar from the United Kingdom, Davey Boy Smith.
The USS Intrepid, known as the Fighting Eye, now houses a vast collection of historic aircraft, rockets, capsules, artifacts, and dioramas. Also included are aircraft from her epic battles, where the Intrepid endured attacks from bombs, torpedoes, and kamikazes during World War II, and vintage craft from the pioneering days of flight deck launches. Among the displays are Navy personnel uniforms from World War II. If the Navy had access to our Coliseum, Taylor, the look would be quite different.
Where is that Undertaker? Why does he have to be down here? Why can't he have a normal dressing room like all the other wrestlers? But no, he's got to be down here with the rats in the darkness. Used to be a time when the wrestlers would come to Needles the Tailor. Now Needles the Tailor's got to come to the wrestlers. Where is that Undertaker?
Oh, Mr. Needles, you're finally here. Oh, you're going to measure my Undertaker for his new shroud.
Yes, last night I had a vision. I'm telling you, terrific idea.
Oh, let's hear a few of them.
Well, I see the Undertaker in scarlet red. Yes. No. Well, blue, royal blue. Yeah.
Black.
Black, of course, black, yes. Perfect.
Come on, cameraman, tell me which is my best profile. This one?
You know they both look great, Mr. Martel.
Of course.
Quiet on the set, please.
Close up, take one.
You know the model always wear the best clothes. Hey, what is this? A tear in my clothes. That's not fashionable. Taylor, Needles the Tailor, come out of here, you
What, Mr.
stupid-
Martel, what's the
Look at this.
problem?
Come on, fix this.
Oh, no problem.
Come on.
Look, we'll put some pins in it, and then later on afterwards, we'll sew it all up. It'll be just as good as new.
Can't believe in Europe and I'm used to the best tailor, the best designer in the world, and I am stuck with you.
It's okay, just one more and we're all done.
You have no class. You stab me, you fool.
Mr. Martel, I'm sorry. Look, I have a Band-Aid. Yes, we'll put the Band-Aid on you. Everything will be fine. We'll clear it all up.
A Band-Aid on my great body, you idiot.
You know, I've had it with you, Mr. Martel. You're always being arrogant to me, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore. You're the most arrogant wrestler I've ever met.
You want arrogance? Here's arrogance. Get out of my way, you. Let's start now.
Okay, what's the scoop here, Needles?
Just a minute. I'm almost finished. Just a couple more stitches.
You've been here all day.
I know. It takes time. It's craftsmanship.
You know who I am? I'm the Mountie.
Yeah, well, I'm a tailor. Give me a second here.
Well, you sure don't look like one.
Okay, just a minute. Here we go. It's all done.
Let me put my stick down. Hold on.
Okay, try it on. It's beautiful.
Hold on.
Such exquisite workmanship.
Kind of feels nice, I gotta admit.
It looks terrific on you.
Want to get my button up here?
Sure, absolutely for you.
I didn't shave yet.
Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Oh. What? What's wrong?
It's not sticking.
Oh, just a second.
You put the same Velcro on inside.
Well, so I made a little error.
I can't believe this. You gotta hurry up.
I can fix it for you. Just
I haven't shaved yet.
I know, and just give it to me. It'll just take a minute, and we're all done.
I can't believe this.
Look, machine, it works perfectly. Here we go.
Maybe you need a little jolt here.
No jolt. I'll get it right.
Huh? Maybe you need a little jolt.
No. I'll be fine. Just get it in a second here.
Would you hurry up?
Okay, it's coming.
What time is it?
Don't
Hurry up. Huh?
Oh no, here comes the Brute Squad.
Introducing first, being led to the ring by his manager, the Mount of the South, Jimmy Hart. Weighing in at 257 pounds.
You know all the
hailing from
words, don't you?
Canada.
Yes, I do.
Here is
Don't let me interrupt you. Hope you collect the Dance People album.
I'm the Mountie.
No, I don't like it.
I'm handsome. I'm brave. I'm strong. I'm the Mountie. And I enforce the law. You could try to run,
Wonder why.
but you can never hide.
Considering some of the
Mountie.
dastardly acts.
Always gets it.
Very stirring of it.
I am the Mountie.
Dudley Do-Right's worst nightmare in the ring at the moment.
and his tag team partners.
Does resemble Dudley Do-Right and the Coming Deeds. This Mountie has carved for himself a very, very successful career in the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, look now. Boris and Natasha have arrived. Obviously, you never watched bowling.
Very good, John. I rather like that. But I'm not going to tell the last boys who
We've
said
got
it.
Dudley Do-Right's Equal Twin and Boris and Natasha in the ring.
If I told them you
get
said
set for
that.
a six-man tag team encounter. Lord Alfred Hayes. You have to know this is an exclusive matchup on Coliseum Video.
I wasn't informed of that.
And anytime you can see Bret the Hitman Hart in action, you know you are in for an incredible matchup. This is to be included on Battle of the Superstars already got my order in for this one.
Me too. Absolutely. I never miss.
Great collection.
I get every Coliseum tape there is. Each videotape I have nicely stored away and logged and noted.
Together, they weigh over 850 pounds. Earthquake and Typhoon. At one time, members of the Jimmy Hart clan, now they are bitter enemies.
Yes, diametrically opposed to everything he stands for and does. And I believe that is why they've taken this match on to go against the Nasty Boys and the Mountie, who are favorites of Jimmy Hart. And of course, they have made an incredibly wise decision by taking for their partner, Bret Hart.
Perhaps you could give us a brief history, Lord Alfred Hayes, of the breakup involving Earthquake, Typhoon, and Jimmy Hart. A very sordid story.
Well, he really let them down. Of course, he went against them. He sneaked behind their back. And he made other arrangements with Money Incorporated. I believe that's his name for those two chaps, IRS and the $1 Million Man. And they literally stole the Tag Team Championship from those two chaps.
Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal.
Legion of Doom, I should say.
In a very bad way when that match took place. Animal had a serious injury, and Hawk was not in too good a shape either. Yet they refused to forfeit the encounter.
Yes, and that's where Jimmy Hart made his, for want of a better word, switcheroo. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's close enough. And Jimmy Hart pulled it off, and what an investment.
It's turned out to be, it certainly has. And the Mountie there, a little provoking of the two big men, the huge fellows on the other team. But I would like to see Bret Hart start this off, run these fellows into the ground a little bit, and then allow the big guns to come out.
Great combination here of skill and sheer power. Earthquake, Typhoon, and Bret the Hitman Hart. And not surprisingly, Lord Alfred Hayes, Jimmy Hart has been sidestepping the matchup between Natural Disasters and Money Incorporated. They plan to take out Jimmy Hart's family members one at a time, and this is a good opportunity in this encounter. They plan to get even no matter what it takes.
I wonder if Jimmy Hart is using this Coliseum exclusive match here just to test the firepower of the Earthquake and the Typhoon, to see what they can do.
I really think he needs to test. Earthquake and Typhoon have knobs trapped. Now, Sags makes a mistake of getting involved. Really split in half on the apron beam. Glad I got that out.
Yes, please, never refer to that again.
Last time. Bret the Hitman Hart is the superstar to start this off. Sags does not stay in for long.
No, both those two have felt a little of the wrath of the other opposing team already. Little conference there. Maybe something to get...
Let's get to the action.
Yes, to get their confidence.
Right already. Oh.
Intimidation also Bret Hart, but he's not going to bother about that. Not one.
Didn't even flinch.
No.
Mountie missed with that first attempted shot. Hitman Hart connects. Leapfrogs. Mountie pulls up and pays for it. Takes a shot right to the throat. And he wants out of there.
He's had enough already. We might not see him come back in again. He's taken to the high ground. Jimmy Hart consoling him on the outside.
And now it's Knob's turn. Knee right to the midsection.
Following up
Really
with
is a nasty individual.
Yes, nice side elbow move, sir. Trying to keep him away from that corner.
Charging in. Got the Hitman to hit the Hart too quick. For Knobs. Now Earthquake is set for a face saw.
Now you can see exactly how big Earthquake is, because Knobs is a big fellow, big man, 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighs close to that 300-pound mark, but look how big, huge Earthquake is. Oh,
Zags comes charging in. Now he's trapped in the corner. And the Mountie. And now all 3 members of Jimmy Hart's team locked in the corner.
and they're calling for Bret there. A little extra leverage and all that. My goodness, they're going to come out like tears of a sandwich.
Talk about Russ. One at a time. Swing shot. Slam right to the chin. And the third one is for Knobs.
And every one of those with unerring accuracy by Bret Hart. A boot to the jaw of each one, and this could be over right here and now.
What a beating the Nasty Boys and the Mountie have taken so far in this encounter.
I think they're going back to the dressing room.
I think they've had enough.
And if they do, there's certainly no money for them. And their person probably will be due very heavy fines too. Oh, Jimmy Hart! Nothing like that.
That's a disaster.
Shut your chicken face,
I
moron!
believe they realize this is a ploy, intimidation tactic on the part of Jimmy Hart and his superstars.
Also, remember, if they do go back to the dressing room and there's no purse money, then Jimmy Hart doesn't get his percentage. But he gets a
Now, let me
percentage.
ask you a question, Lord Alfred Hayes. If indeed that was the case, that they retired to the locker room, would that mean that their share of the purse, say the loser's purse, would go to Earthquake, Typhoon, and Bret the Hitman Hart?
No, it doesn't. Jack Tunney, the president of the World Wrestling Federation, takes that money into consideration. I think they distribute it somehow or other to charities and things.
See.
Or the dispensing of the championship committee.
Clothesline by Typhoon. Zags finds himself on the canvas, brought to his feet now. Bret the Hitman Hart checks in off the second rope. Drives a fist right into the kidney area. And the Nasty Boys, law enforcement officer from Canada, not faring too well in this 6-man tag team encounter.
No, they've certainly taken a pummeling at the hands of their 3 opponents. However, it looks as if they may just have swung the tables a little bit here. They're going for more.
Bret Hart sent over the second rope, lands on his feet. Mountie grabs a chair and takes advantage of that situation where the referee was distracted. He really took a shot.
He really did. The Mountie ran at him with such force that his impetus carried him even further along the side of the ring there. But he certainly belabored Hart with that chair.
Earthquake protesting to the referee, Joey Marella. Did not see it. And again, distracted. Knobs and the Mountie take advantage of it. The Hitman is set into the steel ring steps.
A little bit of teamwork on the outside seems to have turned this match all in their favor. If they can only keep in Hart now, they stand an excellent chance of probably one of the biggest upsets of all time here, beating Earthquake, Typhoon, and Bret Hart.
Zags now
everybody.
taunting Earthquake and Typhoon.
Yes, look at this nice move here by the Nasty Boys. They can certainly combine their efforts, their skills, their talents, and make them work.
Hitman refuses to keep his shoulders on the canvas. Team action. Mountie with a flying elbow. Right to the chin of Bret the Hitman Hart, and he is in trouble. Oh, slapped around now by the Mountie. Trying to humiliate the Hitman.
That's what he's doing. He's taunting him, humiliating him now, knowing that he's a beaten man. Well, maybe not exactly.
A heads-up move by Bret the Hitman Hart as he came off the ropes. Didn't have a whole lot of strength, but he grew enough to bring up the knee. And it has bought him some time, but he's got to get to
Here are your winners as a result of a countout. The team of the Natural Disasters and Bret the Hitman Hart.
Sounds like someone breaking and entering.
Is scheduled for
And I do believe that is a
making his way to
good way to describe the entrance.
92 pounds.
Very tenacious
Hailing from
Repo
Motor City,
Man.
Michigan. Here is
He really is one very
Repo
dangerous
Man.
superstar. Very unpredictable. Often you never see him coming. That has certainly brought him great success in the singles ranks here at the World Wrestling Federation. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Mooney. Joining me today, Lord Alfred Hayes, my esteemed colleague.
Thank you, Paul.
And his opponent, weighing 250 pounds. Here is Virgil.
Christmas time, wasn't it?
My birthday's coming up.
Oh, you have to remind me. I'll send you a card.
Very popular superstar, Virgil, has arrived. The crowd loves Virgil. You see that he is still wearing the protective guard on his face, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well, if the Repo
Why is
Man
that?
can wear that little thing that he wears, I'm sure Virgil can wear a protective guard. He did have his nose shattered some time ago, but apparently it's better now. You know, the physicians of the World Wrestling Federation will not allow a man to go into the ring unless he's 100% fit. So obviously Virgil has passed that particular physical exam. So he's just wearing that for extra protection and maybe a little confidence.
Practicing a little preventive medicines. That's what he's doing. Repo Man aiming right for that eye on the face of Virgil. Misses.
Yes.
Quite a target he has.
Yes. Virgil started off very rapidly indeed. He really has honed his skills over the past 2 years, and he's become probably one of the most improved wrestlers, I should say, of the century.
It's really been impressive to watch Lord Alfred Hayes. I will agree. We've seen him step into the ring as a street tough bodyguard and become a very skilled superstar. Into the ropes.
Wait a minute!
Showing some great skill here. Moves Repo Man into a backslide position. Can he keep him down? No. But still a great move.
It was indeed.
Drop toe hold. Right out of the book. Showing some very skillful moves.
Some superb stuff there. And his own adaptation of a double wrist lock there, but although it's not applied quite the way I would like to see it, Virgil doing a tremendous job.
Well, he has trained and trained for hours. Lordship, I know you recently attended one of his training sessions. You were very impressed.
I was amazed, to tell the truth. This fellow works out like a son of a gun.
That he runs his camp like a boxer. Yes. He has a little entourage and people cheering him on.
Yes. And surprisingly, no maidens there at all.
Does he bring in sparring partners and just tear him apart?
Yes, he does. Yes.
I hear he's very generous.
Yes, he gives him the power. He's a very generous man. After all, he took all those diamonds off the belt of Ted DiBiase.
Now that has never been proved. Why do you keep saying that? Virgil with a flying leap goes right over the top rope, trying to drive a knee into the chest of Repo Man.
And I think he used that speed that he possesses a little too excessively there. And it didn't play off for him. In fact, it backfired, and here's a stealthy fellow.
The Repo Man has had a lot of practice making sure people don't hear him coming. Imagine sneaking into someone's garage at 3 in the morning will do that.
Yes.
He slipped!
He slipped. Well, I suppose he could use terms like that.
Has Repo Man had any close calls, I would imagine, over the years?
I think he's had
Brushes with danger.
Yes, he's had a couple of people with double-barrel shotguns looking for him in their garages.
Let me ask you this. If you found somebody in your garage, middle of the night, trying to take your car,
I'd let them take it. I would no way try to stop them. You never know what they might do to you. It might not be a Repo Man as nice as this fellow. It it might be some common thief with a big gun. I'd let them take it.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it. Not one iota. Bad advice to try and prevent them.
Virgil really goes into the corner hard. Done some damage to his back. Bit dazed, and Repo Man using those skills of the sneak attack.
Yes, that was a stealth attack if ever I've seen one.
I think he may have hurt his hand on that face guard. That is just a thin plastic over steel. Got a good close look at that.
Yes. What does he have on the inside of that where it comes into contact with his face?
It's like a foam padding. Well, it really does the job.
The Repo Man looking very, very good here, sir.
Well, just as you say that, Lord Alfred Hayes, Virgil turns it around. And Repo Man brings up the knee and puts a stop to it.
He's a happy fellow, isn't he, the Repo Man? He's always
He is so
smiling
far in
or-
this encounter.
Smiling or laughing or something. I think he enjoys the work he does inside the ring as much as he enjoys the work he does outside of the ring.
Quick move by Virgil. Rolls up Repo Man. Count of one, that's about it. Repo Man's not smiling now.
No, a little more businesslike at the moment. I think he's found out that Virgil can really turn the pressure up.
Clothesline. Repo Man slammed to the canvas. First thing to hit, I believe, was the back of his head. Seems a bit rattled. Virgil now crawling. Took as much out of him as the Repo Man.
I think so. I think some of those really heavy blows earlier on in the match have taken their toll now. And Virgil really laboring at the moment. Yeah. Each time I say something, he proves me wrong. Nice drop kick.
And another standing drop kick. Repo Man down. Back on his feet. Grapevine. Virgil slips across, hooks a leg. Can he keep him there? No. That was close,
That
though.
was really
Obviously
close.
getting to Repo Man.
And the sneak attack was by Virgil just then. He came behind Repo Man.
Virgil charging in. And Repo Man moves in, gets his feet up on the ropes. Uses the leverage to pin Virgil. Referee never saw that.
He certainly didn't, and that was a beauty by Repo Man then. He showed us how ably he can deal with somebody like Virgil. A really great victory for Repo Man.
This contest is scheduled
crowd
for
here in
one
Utica,
fall.
New York.
Currently approaching the ring area from the Florida Everglades,
there's a
weighing
very
235
boisterous superstar.
pounds, Skinner.
Habit of chewing tobacco really reviles me.
I think he acquired a number of very vile habits down in the swampland of the Everglades.
Look at the spittoon there that he carries.
Hey.
Oh, gosh. That is awful. What does his girlfriend do? Does she ever kiss him or what?
Does he have a girlfriend?
I don't think so, no. I've never seen him
I'd like
with
to
a
meet
girl,
her.
anyway. Yeah. You might get a surprise.
No, I'll tell you, I would not like to meet her. Take that quickly back.
You would like to observe him in the distance.
From Tacoma, Mexico. weighing
always keep my
234
distance.
pounds, El
Superstar from the
Matador,
Everglades.
Tito Santana.
But any opportunity I have to meet up with El Matador, Tito Santana, is a wonderful experience. One of the most vibrant individuals in the World Wrestling Federation, and one of the most successful. What an illustrious career he has had.
And there's a lot more to come too for this man. A brilliant wrestler, a superb person, a great role model for anybody to follow. He really is a wonderful person and a great father. Do you know how many children he has?
No.
I think he has 10 children. Well, I know he has a lot.
Well, you know, there's a difference between a lot and 10.
Well, I've seen him with lots of children in his own car.
Well, it's cool in Mexico. He's a hero. There's a box down the street. There are hundreds of children. That's good. It's like a parade.
He's a very does a lot of charity work. He's a very, very good man. Not him, not Skinner. I'm not talking about him.
Yeah, he's done a lot to clean up the Everglades, hasn't he?
Yes, he certainly has, spitting that stuff everywhere.
A close-up look at that alligator claw, which has come into play in several encounters.
Sean, I'm looking for the Matador to finish Skinner off very early in this contest. I think you'll find that the Matador will go all out to dispatch this fellow Skinner and enhance his rankings in the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, two very different styles here, Lord Alfred Hayes. Perhaps you could break it down for us. And what is El Matador going to have to do in this encounter to walk away victorious?
Well, I think he's going to have to use his speed, that's one. He has great wrestling skills, and I think he definitely has the edge there. So if I were Matador, I'd stick to wrestling purely and simply and try and use a little skill not to be locked in close physical contact. On the other hand, Skinner has a lot of strength, a lot of raw ability, and he certainly is an awesome person, and he can possibly intimidate Matador with his early moves, but he's not doing that yet.
I think El Matador also has to keep on his mind that Skinner is very fond of using questionable tactics.
What are you gonna do, huh? You big fat geek! You sit out!
Getting on somebody in the crowd.
Like a rocket or something to me.
Maybe he belongs to one of those clubs. Skinner better be careful.
He better watch out for himself, definitely.
Shoulder block by El Matador, drops Skinner, slips out. Think about it.
Skinner might be able to beat one of those people, but he's certainly not going to beat a whole team of them. However, he's got to concentrate on this fellow in the ring first, Matador. And I think all of this is a psychological ploy by this man Skinner, just to disrupt the flow of Santana, who was settling into a very nice rhythm there in the ring. Some nice moves.
I think that was a ploy on part of Skinner to break that rhythm.
Yes, definitely.
Throw El Matador off a bit.
And he's a very deft hand at doing that, Skinner.
You see that happen in a lot of sports, Lord Alfred Hayes. Basketball, for example. Team will get rolling.
Yes.
Called timeout. And here in the WWF, you can't do that.
No, but you can take that occasional little walk outside the ring, come back in, go out again, break up the tempo, stop the rhythm, and Skinner tried that. It doesn't seem to have been too effective.
Santana all over him. Oh, cover of two.
Oh, our referee very, very quick there. He's telling him, keep your shoulders up or I'm going to count. That is Dave Hebner, isn't it?
Certainly is. Kind of a referee legend here in the World Wrestling Federation. He's called some of the biggest matches in the history of the WWF.
Yes, he has indeed. He's been all over the world. I've seen him on Coliseum exclusive world tours. So Coliseum Video like to use the services of that celebrity referee.
That's not hard to understand when they're on television so much. Imagine he has quite a following.
Yes. You know, I haven't seen around at the moment is that cameraman, the intrepid Marty Philbin. Seen him? Has he been fired from that job as cameraman or what?
I don't believe so. He may have moved up. I think he's directing now.
Oh, no, not him.
Yes?
Really? Well, that's impossible. Well, maybe, possible.
They did such fine camera work. Disappointed that we're not going to have him on the floor anymore.
Well, we might be. I tell you when he might come on if we have Sensational Sherry in some of our matches, because he definitely has a soft spot.
He is really enamored by the Sensational One.
And some
Matador holding on to the side headlock.
And some of the camera shots he's taken of Sensational Sherry are sensational.
And if not risque.
Skinner faring a lot better now, Sean. He's he's used a few questionable moves. That's how we like to call it. Debatable, maybe desperation. No, not yet.
You really want to get down to the bare bones. It's cheating. I think that we can always say that about Skinner.
They should be back.
No, he breaks them. No question about it. And he blatantly breaks them. Doesn't care if the referee's watching or not. He's close in several encounters to being disqualified. He really walks the line.
Well, he walked a line, a very, very tight line just then, because I think the referee was in two minds whether to disqualify him or not. He's allowed him back in the ring, and he's not counting Tito Santana or Matador on the outside. So he's showing a certain amount of tolerance.
Well, there are always variables in an encounter. Ask any referee. You can't always follow the rule book word by word.
No. Well,
that's a good way to describe it.
Yes. The World Wrestling Federation allows him to interpret the rules to his fashion. I would say that Hebner is probably one of the better of our referees who is able to do that.
Raised the forehead there. Don't know where it's been. Back into the ring.
I'm surprised that Santana hasn't used the speed that we know he possesses. He really has been laboring here a little bit. A little lethargic. He hasn't shown us any of those.
Tactics used by Skinner. Well, Matador fights back though. Takes a lot to weaken Santana. He is always in excellent condition.
Santana's got to do a lot more, Sean, than this. If I was Santana right now, I think I'd have to go outside the ring, think about the whole situation here, and try and get some new energy into my thoughts, and certainly into my physical being. He's got to dig deep now, try for resurgence of strength. We know that he is capable of that. We've seen that happen before, but at the moment, he looks as if he's a beaten man inside the ring.
Santana really slammed the canvas in here. See a clear example right out there of just how dangerous it is inside the ring.
It's dangerous if you're inside the ring with Skinner, certainly.
And I really do hope that kids out there take caution. Superstars of the World Wrestling Federation are highly skilled athletes who do not want to attempt moves that they use on their opponents, or any of your friends, or anyone in your family.
Definitely not. That's a very, very good little word of advice there, Sean.
I say he's dead.
The superstars of the World Wrestling Federation. They're risky moves, even for these men. They often end up in disastrous situations.
Why don't you come send me back, you fat geek?
Tito Santana's certainly had his share of operations in hospital. He had bad knee trouble.
It looks as though Skinner is adding the finishing touches here, really pounding away as the assault continues on El Matador. This match has gone on for some time, and you have to wonder how much does Santana have left. Has not had an opportunity to attempt the El Paseo de Muerte, one of your favorite things. Although you can't pronounce it.
I wish I knew what it meant.
It's the pass of death.
Oh, so you're not saying something that the British themselves do?
No, not at all.
However, Hebner is keeping a very, very close eye now on Santana, and I'm sure he's got in his mind, look at that awful, dreadful can, that rusty thing that he carries with him. And I'm sure the referee has on his mind that if Santana does show the slightest sign of giving in, he will stop this bout immediately.
this encounter, Santana would have to be completely unconscious before he would go out that way.
I'm sure that would be the situation.
But Skinner seems to be close.
It's awfully close now, Santana.
Crowd here getting behind El Matador. See if it helps him out. See the scratches. Very visible on the ribs of Santana. He has really taken a beating in this encounter.
He has taken a pounding. He really has taken a shellacking at the hands of Skinner. But Skinner's not attempting to put his shoulders down. I think that is a mistake. You've got to get those shoulders down for the 3 count. And I think that Skinner may have been able to achieve that just a moment or two ago, but he didn't even go for it. Why do you think that is, Sean?
I believe that he was afraid to let go of the handle. And also thought that he could take Santana out by cutting off the circulation.
I think you're right there, Sean.
Body slam, you saw the force that shook the camera.
And he's being a little nonchalant with all this, a little cavalier in his attitude.
Very confident he's in control. Santana getting back to his feet now. Skinner off the top rope. Takes too long. What Alfred Hayes, you called it. Being nonchalant has certainly cost Skinner at this point. 2 rapid fire. Standing drop kicks. There's a knee, and there's the El Paseo de Muerte. There it is off the top of the ropes. Comes off with a forearm right to the back of the head of Skinner. And 3 counts. A great glory once again. El Matador, Tito Santana. Let's make it official.
Here is your winner, El Matador, Tito Santana.
It's the cape. And this is a battle I'm sure El Matador, Tito Santana will remember sometime. What a ferocious opponent Skinner proved to be in this encounter. El Matador comes out on top.
On October 29, 1944, on this site, the crew of the USS Intrepid experienced its first of many kamikaze attacks. Of all the tactics used during World War II by the Japanese, the kamikaze proved to be the toughest to defend against. Yet time and time again, the USS Intrepid prevailed. The same can be said for several superstars of the World Wrestling Federation. One who immediately comes to mind is the Macho Man Randy Savage. Right now, let's take a look at a fan-favorite match suggested by Phyllis Sweeney of Greenburgh, New York, pitting the Macho Man against the Wild Berserker.
The following contest is scheduled for
I
one
continue
fall.
to be completely
Accompanied
amazed
to the ring by
that
his
the
manager,
Berserker is allowed
Mr.
to
Fuji,
go to the ring
weighing in at
with a steel
323
sword
pounds
in
and
hand.
from parts unknown. Here is the Berserker!
And McGurk, the announcer, showing some bravery.
And his opponent, making his way toward the ring, weighing in at 248 pounds, but hailing from Sarasota, Florida.
Yes, indeed. But what a great opportunity this is for the
Macho
Berserker.
Man,
If he can establish a victory over this opponent, then he certainly made himself the most logical contender within the ranks of the World Wrestling Federation for a championship shot. Fuji has done so well, he maneuvered him into this position, and I'm sure the Berserker will take full advantage of it. All that ploy with the sword, the belt, and everything has worked before. Why should it work against this man, Randy Savage?
Well, I mentioned that the Berserker is unpredictable. In contrast, Macho Man Randy Savage was predicted to win every time he steps into the ring. But it's going to be a close call today, I believe.
It certainly will be.
Berserker certainly has the size advantage. This encounter, Mr. Fuji already getting involved. Flips the cane in. I was going to say, Lord Alfred Hayes, Macho Man has taken on much larger opponents before and stepped out of the ring victorious. He is already in trouble against this massive Berserker.
Yes, he may come unstuck here. And Fuji has told his man, make sure you get a 1, 2, 3 inside the ring. Although he seems to be dispatching him outside the ring with apparent ease. Berserker very, very difficult to deal with in the opening minutes of any match. Savage has got to weather this particular storm to stay with it.
Macho Man really takes some hard shots across the chest.
Some superb stuff here by
Can't do
Berserker.
much for your respiratory system, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Definitely not.
Right up now. Macho Man in position for a pile driver. And it lands with pinpoint accuracy. Berserker moves in for the cover. The Macho Man very wisely gets his feet up on the ropes and gets a break.
Yes, I'm surprised Fuji didn't interfere at that point, push his feet off or something, but I think he realized that Macho Man would have lifted those shoulders. Oh, God! Oh, wow.
We were saved watching that incredible collision the Macho Man just had with the steel steps. And Berserker has now moved the mat. That is cement there, folks. Macho Man dropped from a pretty good height. Right onto his back.
Just unceremoniously placed down upon that concrete on the outside, and Berserker now knows that he was treading a very fine line there with a disqualification. The referee gave him the better of the doubt. He's back inside the ring. I can't believe it, but the referee is actually counting something on the outside.
What a match to have in your collection. If the Berserker were to pull off a big upset here against the Macho Man Randy Savage, one of the most skilled superstars in WWF, this matchup to be included on Battle of the Superstars 92. An exclusive encounter. The Macho Man Randy Savage really in trouble at this point, now fighting back.
Well, unusual for Savage, he was trying to take the fight to the Berserker, and I think that's a mistake in tactics. Savage is a great, great wrestler, one of the greatest we've ever seen. I think he should have stuck to wrestling tactics here.
Referee goes down. Swept away by the legs of the Macho Man as the Berserker set Randy Savage up for a body slam, and he really seems to be out of it. Oh! Berserker attempts with a splash. Macho Man uses his quickness, but he didn't get away from that knee.
No, the timing for that first headbutt was so much adrift, it wasn't funny. However, the next move was very, very... And the salt is going to come into play here. And the referee's down. The referee has his back turned.
Randy Savage ducks out of the way. It's the Berserker who gets the salt to the eyes. The Macho Man with the cane now. Referee just getting back to his feet. Right on the head of the Berserker. Right between the eyes, the cane drops the Wild One.
And everything went wrong there for Berserker and Fuji. They pulled every stop they had out of the bag here, but it didn't work for them. And here, Savage is in for the pin.
Referee comes to his senses just in time.
Here is your
Referee,
Macho
what a
Man.
victory for Macho Man Randy Savage, the Wild Berserker, a very formidable opponent. Randy Savage comes out on top. Oh yeah.
If there's a match you'd like to see, write to Coliseum Video Fan Favorites, 430 West 54th Street, New York, New York, 10019.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way toward the ring, weighing in at 321 pounds, here is the Warlord!
Warlord appears to be in a rather nasty mood today. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Mooney alongside me
And
here in
his
the broadcast
opponent,
booth.
making his way toward the
Lord
ring,
Alfred
weighing
Hayes.
165 pounds,
expert commentary.
hailing from Pembroke, North Carolina.
And we've got a couple of experts in the ring here in the World Wrestling Federation. Full-blooded Lumbee Indian, Tatanka, receives a very warm reception here in West Palm Beach, California, or Florida rather. Those sunny spots. Very, very windy. sometimes, Your Lordship, I don't know which end of the coast we're on.
Which side? That happens to me. Sometimes I wake up in hotels and I think, where on earth am I today? We're so used to traveling around the world, Sean.
Yes, indeed.
However, this part of the world is very, very pleasant indeed.
I believe you're on your 5th flight back, isn't that true? Big customer of Samsonite's.
Yes. Yes.
They're on the frequent flyer Platinum Club.
Yeah. And those airlines have eaten my luggage a few times.
You can appreciate the person with the gorillas throwing around the bags.
Yes. This fellow's like a gorilla. He's going to toss Tatanka around like a bag shortly. That's if he ever gets a hold of this very, very elusive young Indian.
To a powerful start here. Tatanka, good-sized individual, but look next to the Warlord.
Sean, this fellow Tatanka, would he be appreciated for? What, you know, I mean, he's not an Indian brave, is he?
Well, I was going to say, I think he would be up there as an Indian brave, but he claims he would like to be the leader of all Native Americans, representing Indian nations.
Yes. We've got taking Canada and Mexico and
I
places.
think that covers the entire world.
He is a most impressionable young man. I've spoken to him several times. He's extremely well read.
Warlord holds on to the ropes.
Right there!
As you said at the beginning of this contest, looking very, very nasty today. He's in an awful mood. It's going to get worse, I'm sure, as this bout goes along, because Tatanka has already tormented him on several occasions here. He is a brilliant wrestler, Tatanka.
Having his problems today in this matchup against the Warlord.
Gosh. That receives an immediate remonstration from the referee. You just cannot go and throw a man throat first onto the top ropes.
I believe the Warlord makes up his own rules. You mentioned gorillas at the top of this match. During his time, Gorilla Monsoon was considered one of the most massive superstars in the ring.
Yes, he was. He weighed over 400 pounds in his wrestling tights and boots. And he really was a formidable wrestler, too.
Oh, yeah, the legend lives on.
But I really think, Sean, that times in professional sports changes with the years that progress, and they get better and better. And I'm sure right now we're looking at the best there is in the world of professional wrestling.
Warlord with a clothesline nearly takes Tatanka's head off.
I know that I wouldn't have been able to stay in the ring with either of these men.
I was going to say, how would you think that Gorilla Monsoon would measure up to someone like the Warlord in his prime? It's an often asked question in baseball and football.
It is. Well, to be kind to Gorilla, I would say that Gorilla would do exceptionally well against these people, but he would actually be able to overcome them. You're looking at two tremendous wrestlers.
Gorilla Monsoon had quite a amateur career, so not only was he large in size, he also had incredible skill in the ring.
Yes, he did. I remember wrestling in Hungary in my amateur days, and he was quite a legend then, and he was, I would imagine, only about 20 or 21 when he wrestled in most of those Iron Curtain countries, as they were then.
Tatanka still shaken up after being sent into the steel steps, leading into the ring. Warlord not letting up, stretches him across the top rope, plants a forearm across the chest. Down goes Tatanka, and it looks as though he kissed the apron on the way down, Lord Alfred.
It did look that way, yes. It looked like he took a
Double
nasty
shot.
blow to the face there on the side of the apron. Although those steel beams are padded for protection, they're still ungiving.
And he sets him up.
I think he was talking to his body professor, wasn't he?
He can talk to whatever he wants.
Yes, I think he can. Tatanka really in trouble at the moment. Tatanka's got to stay out on the outside of the ring for a little while, regroup, gather his thoughts, and come up with another game plan. This one's not working too well. It's a strong base to try and upset.
Almost went down. Regained his balance at the last second. Drives a fist into the forehead of Tatanka. Tatanka wanted to represent the Indian nations of the world, Lord Alfred Hayes. Do you think that he is considering reaching out to, say, the tribes of Africa, the Aborigines?
No, I really don't think so. I think he's more interested in the welfare of all the Indians living in the Americas.
Oh, Native Americans.
Yes, Native Americans. I don't think that would include the Maoris, say, for example, of New Zealand, the Aborigines of Australia. You know there are Aborigines in Japan.
Now, I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, there is.
I learn facts from you every day. Warlord really beginning to break down Tatanka. This crowd here in West Palm Beach trying to get behind the Native American. Holds on now. So they did pump some life back into him.
Yes.
Or perhaps he called on his ancestors.
Well, I think Tatanka did a very intelligent thing there. He was in a situation where apparently the warlord couldn't hurt him, and he just took a little respite, a little breathing room. He's got to do the same again if he wants to come out on top, which naturally he does, of this match.
He had to fight back there, but a double axe handle right between the eyes.
And I detect something here also, Sean. I detect that the warlord is beginning, believe it or not, just to become a little exhausted. Difficult to imagine that with this fellow. He's a very, very young man. He has a lot of energy, but I think he may have been dispersing a lot of that energy trying to overcome Tatanka. Maybe Tatanka's game plan is working. Maybe he was trying to extend the warlord as much as possible.
Really reaching down now, trying to fight back. Lord Alfred Hayes, we have discussed on occasion the hair of Tatanka. I'm always fascinated by his reasoning behind it. Could you once again fill us in on why he has the red hair on top?
Well, it is symbolic of the blood of all the Native American tribes put together, so that it shows no favoritism at all, say, for his own nation, the Lumbee, and it takes them all within that. I think it's a most symbolic thing to have.
Rolls up the warlord. Surprising end to this encounter. Tatanka just holds on tight.
Here is your winner, Tatanka!
What a Alfred Hayes, I'm telling you. What resiliency. What determination on the part of Tatanka. Many people gave him a chance in this encounter, but he certainly surprised not only this crowd here, but folks around the world. And I'm sure, especially Native Americans, are very proud of this superstar.
Definitely, no doubt about that. Let's have a look at some of the action that went down earlier. And here we see Warlord show that massive strength, how easily he picked up Tatanka. However, it wasn't to be because he just gripped him there in that hold. 1, 2, 3 for Tatanka, a great victory.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed Battle of the WWF Superstars 92, as well as our tour of the USS Intrepid Sea Air Space Museum. As we have discovered, this vessel is rich in history and well worth the trip. But folks, you can experience all the history of the World Wrestling Federation right here with Coliseum Video. Right now, it's time to pull up anchor and get set to reach our next destination. I'm Sean Mooney. We'll see you next time.